minutes and give us a slot car corner update. So excited about that. And then Greg Kessler and Steve Hulsman are coming on. They're the guys from AMSCO, putting on the race in May. And so pretty excited about that. And they're going to give us an update about what's going on and some things that they've got cooking, which I think will be a lot of fun and pretty exciting for guys. And I won't spoil any of that, but Greg sent me a list of things that he wants to make sure we cover tonight, so that's good. Let's do a quick shout out to see who all is in the chat this evening. Just got back from visiting my kids. So my wife and I took a quick trip to Colorado, but shout out to Steve Aarons. Did not get a chance to go check out his track again. Just didn't have enough hours in the day. So, but maybe next trip we'll get out there. So Chris is in the house. Good evening. Gary Tennis is in the house. Beautiful day here in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. My mom used to travel to Harrisburg because there was a PPG plant there, I think, and she worked for PPG here in Chillicothe. So I was familiar, Gary, with Harrisburg. Jason, what's up? John Tucci. Sean is in the house. Yeah, we got a nice crowd. Hey, Ty. Good evening. Glad you're here. Let's see here. Gary says, my new Power Hobby box is full. It doesn't take long to fill them up. That's for sure. I've started to put some stuff in mine, but I don't have it completed yet. Hey, Marty, start the show. Wait, let me dispose of my magnets first. Yep. And there is Mr. Sawtelle in the chat, and he will jump on camera here in just a couple minutes. So he'll give us an update. Hey, Vince. Hey, Mark. Mark, I'm going to get a chance to meet Mark at the AMSCO race, I believe. He's volunteered to help out. Hey, Greg. And I believe he's racing, prepping some cars. I have a car that I'll be prepping for the race. So pretty excited about that. That's a good-looking car. We'll talk about that. I posted a quick video. Haven't ran it on the track yet. I probably going to do a full tune on it first before I even throw it on the track. It has magnets in it right now, so I got to pull those out before I run the car. KR Bridges. KR sent me a cool magazine that has a bunch of like vintage signage in it, and on the front is the Pegasus, the Mobile One Pegasus. That was pretty cool. Slot Car Girl, ASCC. Good evening. Thanks for tuning in. Mr. Albright is in the house. What's going on? John was giving our friend Daryl a hard time about Daryl sandbagging on his cars again. Where's the other Marty Ford? Yeah, I was running a few minutes late. I was making some final adjustments here in the slot car room before I went live. Patience. Nice. Hey, Rob. Good evening. Brad, HSF, is in the house. Kurt. What's going on, Kurt? Ernest is in the house. Hey, Ernest. George. I was having a conversation with George. George, I sent George my Roadcaster, and he's been leveling up his audio. So he got a new mic today, and I saw he did a video earlier, live stream maybe this morning, doing some testing. Yeah, it sounded great. And the one nice thing about George, your wireless, is when you move around, it never leaves you. When you've got a stationary microphone, when you start moving around, it'll lose you a little bit unless you crank the gain. But I don't think you want to do that. I thought it sounded great. Braden is in the house. Braden who? I sent Braden a message on Facebook. Hopefully we can get Braden to come on and talk about his win last weekend at Electric Dreams. the big Scale Auto weekend. Braden, he took early command of the race and brought it home, did an awesome job. His car was fast. Todd finished second, so congrats to those guys on the podium. And they defended the home turf. So it was good to see that. Well done. Congrats. So don't forget to give Braden a shout out. Hey, Michael. Let's see. What else? Hey, Dusty. Bill from Bowtie Garage is in. Dave is in. Dave posted a video, did a live stream of some racing action on his track finally. So it looked like it was some fun racing, very competitive. It was a good live stream to watch. There's 35 Salty is in the house. Hey, RMS, RM Slot Cars, what's up? And let's see here. What else do we have? Yeah, so got a lot of guys in the chat. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate it. Hey, Harry, multitasking, watching the Phillies. Yeah, I saw the Pirates were beating up on the Reds tonight, so I knew that the win streak couldn't last too long. So we'll see if they make a comeback. Might have to get one of those midgets. They look pretty cool. I agree. George is going full Marty, he says. Is that anything like full Monty? I don't answer that. I don't want to know. Yep, great drive, Braden. Well done. Braden is the man. Awesome painter too. Yeah, car looked great. Dusty says, George, you'll never go full Marty. I don't know about that. We'll see. Too late. Don't say that, George. You'll be wearing a flat bill. I'll send one in the mail to George as soon as we go off air, so that he's got a flat bill hat there. Marking myself unsafe from the 3D midget kits. Yeah, they look really cool. Yeah, David, it looked like you guys were having a good time. So thanks for sharing that with everybody. If you haven't seen that, go out and watch that. There was a bunch of cars on the new track that David has built, and I just think that layout is fantastic. So, hey, Courtney, working on the Can-Am proxy car tonight. Nice. That's cool. Well, guys, that's everybody I see in the chat. If I missed somebody, I apologize. It's hard to keep up with the chat. You guys move pretty fast. There's Ben. Good evening, Ben. Thanks for tuning in. So let's bring Steve on before we get too much further, and Steve can give us a update on what's going on in the slot car corner world. When I talked to Steve earlier, he said he had a crazy day, but I have a feeling that every day is a crazy day, Steve, at Slot Car Corner. Oh, Steve, I lost you here. I lost your audio. Hold on. Let me go back. How about now? Do I have you now? I have lost your audio. Hold on. Let me make sure it's not on me. I muted you before I brought you back in. Let me make sure that I didn't do something. Check 1, 2. I've got me, but I'm not getting any signal from you. Can you check what your audio source is? Make sure it's the Rodecaster. Check. I still don't have audio from you. It was working just a second ago, Steve. Let me try something here. Check 1, 2, 3. I have audio. What about now? Check 1. Thought maybe if I changed the camera. Auto switch. You are on. Audio's on. That's working. Steve, if you get disconnected, can you jump back in if it does disconnect you? Just kind of warning you, just in case. Try this again, just in case it technical difficulties. Sorry, guys. Forward. Technical difficulties. Okay, Steve, I sent you a new link. So we'll see if Steve jumps in. I will continue until he sees the new link. So for Greg and Steve, I sent a new link out as well. So hopefully that fixes the audio problem. We will see what happens. So Steve's going to give us an update as soon as he jumps back in. Great race action from Electric Dreams. Mark, shout out to Mark, did an awesome job announcing all day. I was kind of in and out because I was out in California, watching when I could, but I got to watch the last bit of the finals, and I thought the racing action was great. I think that Todd and Braden really, there was that second, third, fourth place. They were kind of trading back and forth throughout the race. It was very cool to watch that action on the live stream. And it's what I'm hoping at the AMSCO race that Steve and George and myself and a few other people that are involved in that can bring that action to you. So it's an error message. Let's see here. No, we can figure this out, Steve. Let's try this. And there's that. I'm going to do this on my phone. Copy. Failed to join the live stream. The live room is not started. Close, or the guest limit has been reached. Invite. Okay. Cancel. Enable. Done. enable guests. Now send link. We'll try this one more time. Boy, there we go. I got it now. Copy. Let me send this to you, Steve. Paste. Try that one. Send that to those guys as well. Sorry. One thing happens and it snowballs. So, great racing action. Braden, awesome job. You did a fantastic job. Maybe you can tell me how to tune this scale auto. But I posted a video about this. This came from Patrick at Fast Laps. And thanks, Patrick. So I'm pretty excited to tear into this and get it tuned up and get it prepped and ready for the race. I think that this AMSCO race in May, I have not registered as a racer. I'm on the fence about whether I should race or just focus on the live stream. I'm looking forward to, see what happens. I think that it'll be fun. Steve, do we have you? Do we have your audio? Okay, I've got Steve's audio on. I've got Steve's video. That looks like your MacBook Pro camera, Steve. So you might check what you have picked. So make sure that your audio input is your Rodecaster Pro. Because if you're having audio issues, I think that Steve and Greg will have the same audio issues that you're having. Let's see here. What if I... Okay. All right. I paused the live stream for a second, thinking that maybe it would let your audio come back through. But I think you're on the Rodecaster as your input, correct? Your OBSBot camera is live now. But it's like it switched. It looks like it switched your audio input because I'm not getting anything. On, off. Steve's on. Check 1, 2, 3. Well, Steve, this is frustrating. Because we just had a conversation 10 minutes ago. Oh, Marty is racing. Okay. Thanks, Ian. Daryl is working on a car for the AMSCO race. Does that mean Daryl's going to come to the AMSCO race? Daryl, Steve is a strong, silent type anyway. Not that he doesn't want to be silent at the moment. But I'm not getting any audio from him. Check. In your sound settings, Steve, what is your output? If you go to settings, sound, there. We'll keep working on it. Hey, Jannard. Thanks for tuning in. No, I don't have a car for it. Yeah, George, I think the input and output has changed on the Roadcaster. Steve says it's set for the Roadcaster. Steve, are you getting the meter on the Roadcaster from your microphone? So you can see your input. It's not a USB mic. How many cars do you have? Daryl has a lot of cars, and he shares a lot of cars. All right. So, Steve, what if you switched over to your audio to your MacBook just to see if the MacBook mic works in the settings for the link, like in that tools settings, and see if changing your audio input there picks up your MacBook microphone? Just kind of shooting from the hip here, trying to figure out why when I muted you on this side, it's like it changed your audio. Let's see. Hulsman's going to jump in and see if his audio is working, to see if it's on my end. Daryl says a lot more than I tell my wife. Yeah, I understand that. Don't count cars. That's good advice. Bradley, thanks for joining. All right. This, not sure why this is become a problem. Kind of, Greg, that's good advice. Sort of after stop counting after 50. I like that. Mic check. Hey, Oscar. Thanks for tuning in. Check 1 2. 1 2. Yeah, for some reason, still no audio from Steve. Yeah, George. I'll send you the link, George. Oh, there's Hulsman. Hold on.
Can you hear me?
I got you, Hulsman. Hey, Steve.
Hey, buddy.
There's okay. So we've got audio from Steve. So we know that works. So Steve's going to jump in and join us in a minute. Let's see here. But we got to figure out why Mr. Sawtelle is not able to jump in. Okay, Steve, I'm going to pull your volume down just since you're not on screen, just so you know. So George, I don't need to send that to you because I know that the link is actually working. For some reason, Steve's Roadcaster is not sending this audio. Okay. And I can't. All right. Yeah, Steve, you might try leaving the chat and jumping back in and see if because that link should work, because I'm not going to kill that side of the link like I did this last time. So the same link should work, but you should be able to disconnect and then reconnect and see if that lets you gives you some audio. If I go here, I can probably test it. Okay, so there's Steve figured out how to bail on that. Let's see if it lets him jump back in, because he has a lot to talk about, and I want to. So I apologize, guys. We're going to bring him back in. Steve, do we have you?
Which Steve?
Okay, I hear Steve. Sorry, Steve. Hulsman. I have Hulsman in the background. Sawtelle, do we have you?
Test, test, test.
Yes, we do. We have. There we go. Let me know
For
in
the
the
record,
chat.
it was Hulsman that fixed the problem, not you, Marty.
Yeah, you're probably right. It probably was Hulsman that fixed the problem. So, but we're going to put Hulsman. We're going to mute Hulsman and leave him in the background for a second. We'll bring him on in a minute.
The whole time. That's what I think.
So, thanks for your patience, Steve. Thank you very much. Oscar says mic check, and this time we have you working. Loose audio cable. No, I think we got it fixed when he went out, came back in. I think we're good. So, Steve, give us a slot car corner update now that we're not fighting the microphone issue.
All right. Well, first of all, thank you, everyone, for your patience here.
Yeah, no worries. They're all patient guys. They're entertaining themselves in the chat. It's all good.
Yeah, there you go. It's been one of those days, I guess.
Yes, it has.
So the first thing I want to say is you heard it first from me, that slot car corner, along the lines, we've introduced the Two Lines Racing products. So we're about to help Marty upgrade his wardrobe. So we're hoping that on next week's chat, that Marty will be able to model some of his new wardrobe.
Oh boy.
And I'll just leave it at that.
I do need I'm wearing a polo, but I do need to upgrade my attire. Probably wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, we're gonna help you with that.
All right, that sounds good. Yeah. I'm looking forward to that.
It'll be a lot of fun. I just wanted to give some quick updates here tonight. I certainly didn't think we'd be half an hour into this here, and I apologize.
That's all good.
I just want to make everybody aware. I think most of you are probably aware of some of these things, maybe all of these things, but there's some upcoming releases that may be of interest. So on Saturday, April 3rd, slotted dealers, retailers will start shipping the new Jaguar XJR11, and the part number is CA62, CA62A, along with a Nissan R89C, which is CA, I think it's 28i. I'm not sure on that one, but so we have the cars, in-house. They've arrived, but we can't ship them before Saturday. So on Saturday, anybody that's pre-ordered, we'll get those on the way to you. And if you haven't seen these cars, check them out. The Jaguar is just gorgeous. If you're a Jaguar fan, or even if you're not. Our NSR hypercars, those are certainly a lot of discussion, a lot of interest in those. Marty has talked about those on the stream. We'll be going ahead and we expect to receive ours. These are the test cars, again, with no liveries, four different colors. We expect to receive ours either Friday or Saturday. So again, if you've pre-ordered, just as soon as we get them in, we'll get them packaged up and on the way to you. And if you haven't, be sure to check them out. Very, very interesting cars. A lot of interest in them. In mid-April timeframe, this isn't official, but unofficially, we expect the MR slot car Ferrari 250 to start shipping. We don't have an exact date, but we're pretty confident that it's going to ship mid-April timeframe.
Very nice.
Keep in mind that there are only 1,000 of these cars, 1,000 pieces that were produced, and 1,000 pieces that's worldwide, not just the United States. So if you're sitting on the fence on that one, might be a good idea to grab one, while you can. If you can pre-order one, or once they do become available, I think it's a good bet they'll probably sell out.
Yeah, that was 1,000 worldwide.
1,000 worldwide. I don't know what the
just-
distribution is. I don't know how many, are allocated to the United States, but it's,
Right.
Obviously something less than 1,000, right?
Right.
And there are some updated pictures out there. Dr. Vansky has published some pictures and stuff, and it's a very nice looking car.
Yeah.
Looks like Ernie did a great job with it. The Scalextrics, the Volvo 850 station wagon, which is kind of everybody's kind of lost their minds on this car. We got a handful in, and as soon as we got them in, they were sold out. So we've got more coming, probably another week or so. So if you missed out the first time around, give us another week or so, and we expect to have some more. And the only other thing I wanted to mention is for the AMSCO, the folks planning to compete in the AMSCO race, which Steve Hulsman and company are going to talk about here in a little bit. We are expecting some more parts next week. We don't know if there are going to be any of the 16.9 by 10 millimeter wheels. I know a lot of people have reached out to us, hey, where can we get these? Where can we get these? Unfortunately, we haven't been able to get them to this point, and we're not sure if there are going to be any of those wheels in our next shipment. But we will be getting another shipment there next week with some more parts and stuff to fill some of the holes that we have out in the AMSCO section of our website.
Yeah. So Steve, I've got the Volvo up. Why do you think the Volvo was such a, here in the States, why do you think that car is so popular and why it's sold out already?
I really don't know the answer to that. I mean, if anybody had, put the Scalextrics catalog for 2026 in front of me and said, okay, what cars are going to sell, to the American market, I wouldn't have guessed a Volvo 850 station wagon.
Yeah, I wouldn't have either, but it's the one, not just one car, but it is the one car in the range this year that I was like, I think I'm gonna have to get that car.
Yeah, I think a lot of other people felt exactly the same way, Marty. And I've got a story here about the Volvo 850. This is kind of near and dear to my heart because back in 1994, 1995, I was sent over to the UK for a 2-week assignment, and I ended up there for 9 months. And while I was there, we had a carpool, so I signed out a car, and I made it very, very clear to them that I wanted the smallest car they had in the carpool. Because anybody that's been to Europe, been to the UK, once you get off the beaten track a little bit, things get very, very tight.
Right.
So I didn't want a big Jaguar or a tank or something like that. I wanted just a little small car, right, to get back and forth to the hotel, basically. And so I went down. We're working crazy hours. I went down about 10 o'clock at night to leave. And this is my ride back to the hotel. Everybody else had already left by then. So the security guard, gave me the keys to the car, and I'm out there in the parking garage, and I'm looking for a small car. I'm trying to find it. And I went back in and told the guy, "Hey, I just can't find this car." So he said, "I'll give you a hand." He says, "I'll find it for you." So we go out. Sure enough, it's a Volvo 850 station wagon. Right? And I'm like, "Oh my God, this thing is humongo."
Yeah.
Again, you have to think in terms of the roads over there and stuff, right?
Right.
I'm just, barely getting used to driving on the other side of the road. And so now I got this big tank. And it was fine. I ended up driving it for about 6 out of the 9 months that I was there.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. So when I saw this, I just had a, kind of chuckle. Only other thing I can think is I don't think anybody else has done this. Correct
No,
me if I'm wrong.
I don't think
Right.
so.
So, I mean, it's unique in that respect that it hasn't been copied and recopied 73 times. So there's that, and they are planning to release, some at least another one, maybe a couple more.
Yeah. I think they got a
Type thing. So
couple liveries planned. So
yeah, I think it would make a great IROC class, for a club. Just have a field of these Volvo 850 station wagons out there. What could possibly go wrong?
that's right. Well, I think I think they knew it was going to be a great selling car for them in Europe.
Yeah.
But I am not sure that they thought there would be this much excitement in the United States. But for some reason, I kind of thought that it would be popular just because it's so different than anything else out there. I just think it would be a fun car. I think guys look at it and go, "Man, that would be a fun class of cars to run at the club or whatever." So, but it's obviously going to be a little tough to get your hands on them. So,
Yeah, no, it's we were surprised. We didn't pre-order a lot of them because we just didn't think there'd be much interest in it, type thing like a rally car or something like that. And we were very, very surprised how quickly they sold.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So,
well,
yeah, which is great.
I'm glad they got that right. I think
Yeah.
sometimes these slot car companies, they take a chance on a model and they just got their fingers crossed hoping that it does well. I'm not but when you ask Simon about it, they knew it was going to be a hit. They were pretty excited about it. He said it's one of his favorite cars that he's been able to make since he's been in his head of a brand. So he was excited about it, and it's cool to see everybody else is excited about it. How popular
the actual car?
Oh, go ahead.
The picture doesn't really do it justice. I'll just say that too. I mean, it looks better, in the flesh than it does on the pictures.
Yeah, I agree.
It's pretty cool.
I got a chance to to see one in person when I went up to visit Oliver and those guys, and I was the one that I was like, man, that's a great looking slot car. They did a great job. The graphics on it look fantastic. The body, the detail, yeah, I think people will be happy with it. So I don't know how to perform on the track, but probably perform like a station wagon. So
yeah, it's I could see if you're racing non-magnets and stuff, it could be a lot of fun. Going around the corners and stuff. If you're in an inside lane, I think you'd have a decided advantage over anybody trying to,
that's right.
come around you. So
yeah, that's for sure. You can
pretty
block
wide
some
car,
track.
sure.
Yeah, you can block some track with that one.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely.
But it sounds like you guys have got a busy couple weeks. I know that lots of people are looking forward to that hypercar from NSR, and with the test liveries coming in, it's pretty exciting. I think that's going to be a super popular car for everybody.
It is. The hypercars, we have a lot of pre-orders for those. We have a lot of pre-orders for the Jag, the slotted Jag here that we're going to be sipping on Saturday.
Yeah.
And I think the hypercars will be very, very popular. And then we've got the liveried versions of the hypercars, not too far off.
Yeah.
So, but for anybody that the white hypercar is obviously the most popular.
Yeah.
People that want to paint them up in decals and do their own liveries and stuff. But
Sure.
yeah, it's we'll see. We'll get one out to you, Marty, so that you can put it on your track, and
Yeah.
we can show the two lines. The folks that join in on the stream, you can take some laps and give them some impressions.
Yeah. No, that would be great. I'd love to do that. And I think what we talked about is after I was done tearing it up, that maybe we'd give it away. So
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
And when you're tearing it up, you got to be wearing your new wardrobe.
Okay. Guaranteed.
Right.
I can do that.
And you can't give the wardrobe away. You can give the car away, but you can't give the wardrobe away.
All right. That sounds good. Well, is there anything else we need to talk about, Steve? Did we miss anything?
The only thing I would like to do before signing off here is, again, thank you everyone for being so patient while we tried. It's frustrating because Marty and I were literally talking like 1 minute before he went live with the stream, and I don't know what happened. But
I think it was on my side. I muted your microphone just so that you didn't have to worry about being quiet while I was doing the intro. And when I unmuted you on this side, your microphone never came back. So I think the only way to fix it was to go out completely and come back in. But
come back in.
Now we know.
Yeah, in the future, when you tell me you're going to put me in the green room, I'm not going in the green room. Don't put me in the green room.
Don't put Steve in the corner.
Don't put me in the corner. The only other thing I want to do real quick, if I could, before I leave, and you can get Hulsman and the rest of the crew on there, is I do want to give a shout out to 3A3D, to George, Dave, Harry, with those midgets. They are just amazing.
Yeah.
So
they look great.
Tip of the hat to you guys. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's definitely, one of the things that they've been doing is I think they've been hitting home runs with those trucks. Guys are super excited about those trucks. They've been listening to what people want. And they're like, we can do trucks, we can do these midgets. I think Dave and George, when I watched their live stream from the other night, they talked about how there were some old midget kits out there that you can still get, but the scale wasn't right. They just weren't the right scale. And so they wanted to make something that was actually a 1/32 scale midget. And I think that they get around the track really well. I think guys will have a lot of fun with them. And they better hold on tight. I think they'll be popular.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of time before they have a proxy, and I'm sure they'll probably have to put some sort of limit on the number of participants. I think it'll be very, very popular. So, but again, a tip of the hat to you guys, and it's great what you're doing. And for the record, Marty, about spiders.
Yeah,
because you're involved with AMSCO and the 3A3D guys know all about spiders too. So they're getting it done. They're getting it done.
That's awesome.
So, yep.
Well,
all right,
Steve, thanks for hanging out.
Thank you again.
You're welcome anytime.
Thank you very much. And,
now we know what not to do. Mute your mic.
No, what not to do. Hopefully, the new BMS Slotworks wheels make their way to you through the post office.
Phil guys in. Yeah, we were. You sent those out before the live stream last week, and they are wandering around the East Coast. They've been sort of everywhere.
Right.
They'll show up eventually. Hopefully tomorrow. I haven't checked the tracking late today, but this morning they were somewhere in Pittsburgh or New York or somewhere. They were not anywhere close to Chillicothe. So, but
we're going to send you. We're going to send you some more wheels, but this time we'll ship them UPS.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Steve. I appreciate it. And guys, of course, go out to slotcarcorner.com for all your slot car parts and car needs. You guys do a great job. Thanks to you and Bob and all you do for the hobby, man. We appreciate you.
Thank you very much. And thank you, everyone. Good night.
Right. Yep. Take care. Guys, that was Steve Sawtelle from Slot Car Corner. Steve, thanks. I apologize for the technical difficulties, but that's what happens when you have a live show. Anybody who's worked in live TV, and not that this is TV, it's still YouTube, but crazy things can happen. Look at these guys. Look at these guys. What's up, fellas? I got to build a whole new thing here. Hold on. Let me do a 3-up. That's a side by side. Greg's just shaking his head. Let me bring your microphones up. So Greg, Hulsman, you guys, your mic should be live now. And then let's do a new 3 view. Let's do it this way. Boom. And choose source. Hulsman. Got it. Hulsman, Greg. Done. Let's see if that works. And let's do. Nope. There we go. Done. All right. And welcome the guys from AMSCO. Greg Kessler, he's on your right. Steve is on your left. And I'm floating up on top there. I should be able to bring your names in too, so guys can know. But look at Steve being all cool in the flat bill. That's for Rob, isn't it?
This is a la Michael Nemas.
Yeah. That's right.
This is what he was throwing down in Italy. So I was like, oh yeah, I gotta throw some of this. Right.
That's hilarious. So what are you guys into tonight? Welcome to the live stream. Oh, hang on. Do we have Greg? Greg, is your audio there?
Greg, are you there?
Greg's on, but I don't have his audio.
Come on, Greg.
Boy, it's going to fight us, isn't it? So we've got Steve. We don't have Greg. Greg, you might have to bail out and jump back in, just like Sawtelle had to. And there he is out. And I'm just going to leave him there as number 3. So when he comes back in.
Fair enough. I mean, let's get this thing going, Marty.
Yeah. So, Hulsman, are you excited about the AMSCO race?
I am, man.
Are you getting nervous that it's getting here before we have everything ready?
I think one way or another, everything's going to happen, whether we want it to or not. It's happening. So yeah, I'm super excited, and I think everybody else is too, based on all the response that we're getting from everybody. So
yeah,
we just want to, be able to give everybody the best of the best.
Yeah. So Greg, I see you. I see your audio. There we go. We have you now. Yeah, we get your. We should have your audio. I just heard you for a second.
The internet connection is like.
Is it a little shaky?
Slowish.
Greg.
I don't know, Marty. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't either. His meter is live, but I'm not getting any audio from him. It did for a second, then it cut out. Greg, what do you have your audio set to? Your camera? Yeah, you were there first, just a second, and then we lost you. This is crazy. We're fighting gremlins.
I don't know, man.
We are fighting gremlins tonight. So if I change cameras, check 1, 2. Yeah, you sent us audio right when you first came in the room, and then it's like it changed audio sources. I do not get it. Okay, Steve, you're still there?
I'm still here.
Yeah, all right. So AMSCO, we'll keep going. There. Okay, there's Greg. Bring him in on guest 3. Greg's audio.
Hello?
Greg. We have
Hello?
Greg's audio. Yes, we have your audio.
Yeah.
Welcome. Okay, now we can do this.
Awesome. Yep.
I have no idea what's going on.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's all good. Kurt wants to know, hey, what's up with the 70s era sunglasses, Steve? But you already explained it. It was Michael Nemus. You're channeling your inner Michael Nemus.
I actually wore these to a dinner party this weekend, and I was thinking, I don't know if this is Ray Lego or if this is Michael Nemus or like
That's right.
where I'm going with this, but man, it was definitely the 70s. All I needed was like a 73 911 to roll up in. So, unfortunately, it was a Suburban.
Do you have shag carpet?
Right. Yeah. And my Volvo 760 turbo station wagon.
That's right. Exactly. So guys, let's talk. We've got a lot of to talk about the AMSCO event. You've got some updates. You've got some announcements you guys need to make. I wanted you to come on just so we could kind of get that out there. But you got some exciting things to talk about. So let's jump on in. Where do you want to start, Greg?
Yeah. Well, we can start with probably one of the biggest announcements. Obviously, it's no secret on the rims that it's been hard to get the 10 millimeter wide. 8 millimeter has been elusive, but not as bad as the 10 millimeter wide rear rims. I know we've been contacting, Yvonne and Oliver and everyone involved almost weekly, trying to track when they're coming, hope they're coming. And just like anything, we don't want to change the rules
right
in the middle of things, right? Like, or change things. Whenever you allow something else, it always opens, Pandora's box.
Right. Sure.
But we've done our homework, and I've found some alternatives that will work really well and not jeopardize the people who have gotten the Scale Auto rims. So, nor will the people who buy the alternate get a rim that's inferior to the Scale Auto rims.
Sure.
So slotting plus we've chosen as the Monza 2 alternative.
Okay.
It's the Urano Evo 2 rim. We'll put out the model numbers, but it's the SP022524. That's the 16.5 by 10.
Okay.
And the SP022520, which is the 16.9 by 10.
Okay.
And those are direct replacements to the Monza 2 rear rims. And as far as weight goes, the difference between the two is like 0.05 grams roundabout. So the weight is almost exactly the same. And as far as all the measurements, exactly the same. So
you probably just made a lot of people happy.
Yes. And then, that's the rim that has all the, million holes drilled into it.
Right.
But I have been hearing there are those that want a solid rib, more traditional style rim. So that presented probably the bigger hurdle to find an alternative. And I can say that BM Slot, Steve Sawtelle and Matt Dunna stepped up, and we've been working really hard. And that kind of has been what a little bit of the delay in the announcement has been, just making sure we could, get that. But they are going to be running those rims within a day. And those will be available as well in the 16.9 by 10 and 16.5 by 10 sizes. And those will be direct replacement to the F model of the Scale Auto rim. Again, measurements exactly the same, weight being within 0.05, 0.04 difference between models. So
yeah.
I don't have the model numbers for those because those are literally being created.
So shout out to those guys for stepping up and understanding the problems you guys were having from a part standpoint, and being willing to jump in and make something happen. So yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, we've held out hope and maybe a touch too long, but at the same time, you know, it comes down to whenever you offer that alternative part into a race, you want to make sure that the people who will be buying it aren't gaining an advantage, but also they're not gaining a disadvantage because they were unable to allocate what they need. So
right. Yeah, that was important. I mean, I know the big talk that we've had offline was about wanting to get that stuff, the weight and all the measurements so close that it wouldn't cause you issues down the road when somebody says, that person had these and there was an advantage. You didn't want to create that.
Or a disadvantage.
Yeah, or a disadvantage, right. But the fact that the supply of the wheels that have been in the rule set the whole time, as there's so many other races and everybody has that demand for those parts, it created a shortage, and you had to figure out something. So I think that I don't think you'll have guys complain. I think you'll have guys that'll be excited the fact that they'll be able to now order some wheels, get them in so they can start getting these cars finished up for the race, because we're how far out now? I mean,
yeah, we're so close.
Yeah.
it's very, very close. Thankfully, you know, we don't have to glue and true rims, but at the same time, you know, you want to try to allow everybody time to acquire the rims that they want and at least get the cars on the track and get some running time. So
yeah, for sure. George threw a question out there. Is there a vector file for the AMSCO logo so he can print some 3D stuff? So just for future reference.
We were working on that today.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yes. We were getting it out for multiple things.
Yeah, I know. I sent Patrick a message for Fast Laps, Steve, just so you know. So he's working. I think he just sent it to me, so I'll forward that to you guys as well, so you got it. So that's a great announcement, Greg. Thanks for putting it out there. So you're going to update the website and get that out there so people can have those reference numbers.
Yep,
that's
it'll
awesome.
go out on Facebook and everything. I just wanted to, you know, come out on person as opposed to, you know, having an announcement like that over text.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
it's better to do it on video and get the emotion and the thoughts behind it. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I think most people will think that's reasonable, because those wheels have been so hard to get. I know that I've kind of held off ordering parts because it was going to be my decision whether I built a GT3 or GT4 based on some of that availability. So yeah, good stuff.
Yep.
Lots of conversations about those wheels.
and many parts in general. I think we've done pretty well on all the others that were concerns, and I think we've worked really hard behind the scenes, almost weekly, you know, and chit chats. You know, Steve made calls, and we've been on the phone with Oliver and just, you know, constantly making checks on where those are, and then same thing with the track, which we have all the track pieces for the two amazing layouts that we have in store for everyone. The butterfly layout, but it's going to be pretty sweet.
I think first of all, we have to thank, you know, everybody for trusting us and signing up and all of our sponsors, and you know, Greg is with me on this, that we just couldn't have done this without all of you guys and all your help. But the wheel thing is unfortunate, but we're just trying to solve problems the easiest way that we can and the most effective way that we can. But all the track pieces and all the track is ready to go. What else can we say? You guys touched on a few other things that I had some comments on, and now I can't remember. But
yeah,
I don't know what it is exactly, but
yeah, the sponsors have been great. You know, the people that are, you know, from all the websites, from, you know, Slot Car Corner, Professor Motor, Cloverleaf, LEB, you know, for getting the parts, providing them to everyone that was looking for them. And I know there's probably some suppliers that have acquired, you know, local tracks that have acquired things that have gotten it to their racers who are coming. So, you know, thank you to all those that we may not even know about.
Right.
You know, thank you to, you know, Fast Laps. I mean, everyone, like Steve said, I mean, without everyone joining in, it wouldn't be as far along as it is, and it wouldn't be quite as good as it's going to be. Just trying to have one or two people put it all together, because it does take an army. And we really didn't have to beg anybody. It's been quite the passion project for everyone that we've talked to. Hey, how can I help? What can I do? We were building the driver stands. Guys show up, you know, build them, and you know, it's just been great, and it's been really fulfilling, you know, for the hobby, and gave me a lot of excitement, you know, of everyone has for it. And you know, as far as how many drivers that we have 77 signed up already. You know, our cap is 100. We have 23 spots left. So if you're thinking of coming, it's quickly closing.
All right.
Yeah.
The clock is ticking.
Yeah,
Yes.
the clock is ticking.
It's kind of picked up here recently. So, you know, with 6 weeks out here.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people were probably dragging their feet a little bit just to see how things were going to go. You know, the parts things starting to clear up. And I think that was one thing that maybe was limiting people from making the commitment. Others trying to figure out travel, you know, with all the things going on in the world. But I think that the excitement is really picking up. And we had Ray on a couple weeks ago, and it was obvious he's excited about it. Ian last week talking about he and Todd coming and some of those guys, and they're excited about it and what they're looking forward to. Like the 5 questions with Ian was a blast, but we really got some insight.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah, but got some great insight on, you know, his thought process looking at that race, right? And so I think that those things happening just here on my live stream, but just on, you know, on Facebook, people talking about it, the number of people on some other live streams talking about the event, that's getting pretty exciting when other people are jumping in and talking about, hey, I'm going to go, or hey, you know, they're excited about, you know, us live streaming this event. Just it's amazing to see what's building around it. And I just think it bodes well for the future of racing side of the hobby. Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely been amazing to watch, and as you see it happening, it's like, oh yeah, I'm a part of that, you know, and you see the excitement people have, and honestly, that's the best part, you know, that you see their excitement about it. You know, we were excited to, you know, think of the things, and Steve and I have been like, we've already got the next 20 years planned.
No doubt.
You know, as far as
I was working today on venues for next year, so it never stops. But
powered by limoncello.
Right, exactly. Got to limoncello is key.
Yeah.
Greg's been working really hard on this setup video that I believe we're going to drop tomorrow, right, Greg?
Yes.
And so we I traveled up to Greg's place to do a couple of takes, and then Greg kind of put the rest together, but he did all the heavy lifting with putting it all together and everything. So yeah, if you guys have questions, I know people have been asking me about gear lash and all this other stuff, and hopefully it'll all be explained in those videos, and you guys can kind of understand how this stuff works. But when it comes to building these cars, there's things that you have to do. They just don't go together all the time. It's like there is some learning that has to happen, and some understanding of parts, which I've tried to explain to people that you really need to go to whatever manufacturer it is that's holding the race, is go to that website and look at the parts and look at the rules and look at those parts and try to understand what they offer, what you have to be able to purchase to build the cars. And it really makes a difference. It's not just buy this, buy that, put it together like Legos. It's
Right.
There's a little bit more to it, but that's what makes it exciting, and that's what makes it interesting. And it's kind of like racing without magnets, right? If we put the cars on the track and they just never came off, or you just pulled the trigger, I mean, you're going to drink a beer in about 15 minutes, and you got 3 other things you got to do.
Yeah.
So it's just that kind of thing. But that's the excitement of racing slot cars the way that we do. So it's yeah.
Where would that video be? Those videos be dropping on Facebook? Link to your channel?
Facebook, but AMSCO has its own YouTube channel, which we will have our setup videos on.
Okay.
It's there, but not really there because there's no videos there yet. But that's for this, and also all future little.
It's like Batman.
Tidbits.
He's there, but he's
That's right.
Yeah, all the little tidbits and stuff that we want to put out leading up to this race. There's also some like individual body things that you can do to the cars. Like all the different models have, in the rules, different parts that you can exclude. So I thought maybe some little tidbits we could release here in the next few weeks as well, highlighting exactly where those are. Because as you read it, with the words, and I tried to highlight it in pictures, sometimes it's just better in a video, as I was, again, trying to get out all the information we can to the racers, as the big setup time is now.
Right.
So
yeah, so once those videos are posted, I will update the description of this video with links to those once those are all posted. So for guys that are looking for it and don't know how to track you guys down, if you come back after the videos are posted, I will update the description of this live stream to have them links to them. So we'll try to make it as easy as possible for people to access and find. So there was a great question.
Absolutely.
You probably saw that Ian asked, are there plans for AMSCO East and an AMSCO West coming together for an AMSCO Nationals? He's already dreaming big.
Yeah. I like how Ian thinks, man. Let's face it. I love that.
I do too.
I can't say that we have not already been down that river many times, even months ago in Steve and I's conversation. And that's where conversations, and that's what's really helped us drive a lot forward, is because when we sit down, the discussions that we're talking about are very high reaching goals. And you almost have to have those to literally start from ground zero here in the fall, to where we are now, to where we want to be in the next, by our second event, we're going to be even further down the road, not only for that event, in August, but just the organization itself and all that we want to do and where we want to go. Because, while these 2 races this year are the big races that we plan for this organization, there's also, the outreach and the growth that we really want to start digging into, but we almost have to get the races off the ground first because they require so much work. And then we can start getting back to, probably the bigger side of what we're wanting to do here. And that's help grow this hobby.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we have to, produce the product and let everybody see it, and let everybody experience it. And I think once that happens, then, even bigger tidal wave will start. And we're excited to bring the most amazing racing to the United States. I can't tell you, we talk about this stuff and discuss it. I think there's some things that stand in the way, but I don't think that anything is, insurmountable. It's a matter of people coming together and thinking about things and trying to overcome things. We're not, mega wealthy. We don't have tons of money flowing out of our pockets. We're really trying to do all this on a grassroots level. And that's why the sponsors are so important. And, I was talking to a sponsor the other day, and we were talking about, the value of being a sponsor for AMSCO. And they said, quite honestly, the value to me is the future of slot car racing. And the future of slot car racing is AMSCO, in their opinion, and ours too. It's more than just selling product, which is huge, obviously, but it really, even Dave Kennedy last night had a live stream, and he was talking about, everybody wants to know where the future of slot car racing is, and it's in our hands. Literally, it's not people trying to take little bits and pieces here and there. It's a unified push to try to bring younger people into this hobby. And it's not necessarily what's on the shelf at Target or what's on the shelf at Walmart. I know that that's what these big slot car companies thrive on, but at the same time, we're part of a pretty small piece of the pie. But the bigger and better that we get, the more eyes that see what's going on, the more it creates excitement for kids or for other people. And then Christmas morning becomes what it used to be. And there's just so many other things that draw people's attention and things like that. But when you create something that's exciting and that, quite frankly, we feel like everybody's going to want to come to, young and old alike, it really can rejuvenate our hobby. And it takes, like I said, everybody, the West Coast, the East Coast, the South, the North. And, it's like, let's bury the hatchet and start trying to work together to make these events amazing. That's and, right. The people that might be listening or that know us, that have connections at different venues, whether it's up in Indianapolis with race car teams, which we're talking to racing teams via a couple of people, venues up in Indianapolis, and just a variety of different things. And down in Sebring, I was down there this past weekend and saw the 12-hour. It was pretty awesome. And talked to those guys down there. And look, it's all very possible. We just have to put our minds together and just figure out how it's going to happen.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's so much potential, and there's room for everyone. That's the beauty of it. Is
absolutely
there is so much room. Now I have to leave it to my brother to go ahead and start the trash talking. Of course, Dusty, poking the bear, Ian. So, but we got to love it. So it's going to be fun. Yeah, I'm so looking forward to the event. John Albright says there have been some questions about the SA Audi GT2 body post alignment. Are the chassis mounting holes allowed to be opened up a bit?
I didn't know there was one. I've been trying to follow, different discussions if I can. But if no one reaches out directly to us or, through email or phone calls, we don't know. And
I feel like,
and I encourage everyone.
Yeah, go ahead.
To reach out to us if you can. So
yeah, so John, I think, is referring to, I believe there was somebody posted about this on maybe Home Racing World's Facebook page.
Okay.
So John might have more information. About it, but I do think that there was somebody had posted a picture that the body mounts and the tabs in the body didn't line up properly on one of the models.
I know the Lambo has that issue.
The Lamborghini has the tab issue, but if you buy the correct hardware from Scale Auto, it's not an issue. I know somebody showed a 3D printed addition to the chassis to be able to float the body correctly, and you just don't need that. Greg and I talked about that several months ago, and the Scale Auto hardware that you can buy, which I posted on the AMSCO website. If you go there and look at the conversations, it's on there. That's all you need. Yeah.
We can maybe highlight that in the individual post, then just maybe people can catch exactly where that is.
Yeah, that's cool.
But as far as like it seemed like John's question was more about like the body to the chassis alignment. I mean, if you want to open the holes up a little bit, that is fine.
Yeah, Todd posted the great fix for the guide misalignment, right?
Yeah.
And maybe that's what John's talking about. Maybe, I don't know.
This was body post to chassis.
Okay.
So this is where, they have the post for the body and they didn't make them at the same measurements for the chassis. So they're probably in a little bit or they're out a little bit. One of the two.
There is front to back on some of the chassis and bodies. They bind on the screws a little bit, and you just have to be mindful of that. I mean, I don't think Greg is going to, not pass cars if it's a gross,
if you
overstatement of whatever you're trying to do,
right.
It's probably going to get flagged. But I mean, if it's just widening a hole or, something like that to make it float better, it's not an issue. But they're plastic cars. They come from China, and there's just not a precision. Not that in the future there might be, other manufacturers in the United States, but for now, China, we have to go with what we've got. So,
I think you're right. Jason mentions that Electric Dreams is having the Ganassi guys in for a special race night. Yeah, partnering with teams like Ganassi and Haas and any of the other American-based teams for from AMSCO standpoint would be unbelievable for the event. Even if we're able just to bring a driver in or somebody just as a way to promote the sport, if it lined up in scheduling and things, how awesome could that be to bring just more eyes to an event and potentially just take slot the slot car racing part of the hobby to a whole new level. It could be something as little as that is the one thing that we need. It's just the right set of eyes and a voice that shows up that kind of unexpectedly that can really make a big impact. So yeah, who knows?
Yeah, I mean, if you're friends with Lewis Hamilton or you know, I don't Max Verstappen, just give me a call.
Do you know Kim
You can
Kardashian?
reach me on the
That's our
AMSCO
in.
website.
That's our in with Lewis Hamilton. I'll call Kim.
Yeah.
Through Kanye, like they, maybe they still talk, maybe they don't.
Marty, I mean, you're pretty famous, so I'm surprised you don't have these guys' phone numbers anyway.
Infamous, not famous.
Right.
Is that more than famous? Daniel, right? No soup for you. I met the soup Nazi guy once. Maybe we can pull him in. Maybe we get him to come to a race. Maybe.
I mean, little Jerry Seinfeld. He's Porsche connection.
Well, dude. Yeah, Jerry Seinfeld. Well, we know that that Kramer is a slot car guy. Michael Richards, he collects slot cars. You guys didn't know that?
All right.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, during the pandemic, he showed up at Electric Dreams with a mask on, and that's how he was shopping, with his mask on, and he came in one day without the mask, and all the guys at Electric Dreams went crazy. It's like Michael Richards.
Oh,
Kramer.
that's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Love it.
So Ron says Bobby Rahal's from Medina, Ohio.
Yes, he is.
Dusty and I have kind of a weird connection with the Rahals. A friend of ours from school, she was Rahal's nanny for a while, and so so that it's kind of crazy, but that's an Ohio-based team. Well, they were. They might not be now, but because the team's grown. But the whole Rahal Letterman, they've got some Columbus connections here in Ohio. But yeah, I mean, it'd be cool to make something like that happen.
Sky's the limit.
You just never know.
Yeah, we'll be descending on Medina soon.
Yes,
that's right. So what else do we need
might
to cover?
see him at the Chipotle with Ian. I don't know. Hey, Bobby, what's up?
That's right. We're all sharing a burrito.
Right, exactly.
Too funny.
No rice though. I'm on the low carb diet, so.
Too funny. Meyer Shank Racing is in Ohio. Yeah,
there's a lot of Ohio.
There's a lot of racing teams in Ohio and Indiana.
I mean, where the AMSCO race is not far from Mid Ohio.
No,
right.
Sports car course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Slot Car Girl asks, is there a slotting plus for Monza 17.5?
There's not, because there's still 17.5 rims available out there from Scale Auto.
Yeah, from Scale Auto, those are available.
Right.
I went after the ones that have been highly sought after and just can't keep in stock.
Yeah.
So exactly. So the 17.5 also comes stock on the 992, the BMW, the Callaway, and the Lambo. They started with those models, the white kits. They started coming standard on those cars. The white kits only. I think the R models that come pre-livery, those stick with the standard press aluminum rims that, if you've ever measured one, the diameter of the outer rib and the inner rib on both sides of the center rib are different measurements. So
thank you, Greg.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
yeah, so there's really that question that they were just clarifying. So there's no substitute for that because there are Scale Auto rims that size available.
Yeah, there's still rims available for that size.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a big package yesterday, guys. I got the gantries for both tracks. that I will be starting on this weekend. So I'll be posting.
Magnetic Racing.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Shout out to Ian and Doug. It was a big box. It was heavy. I hate to know what it cost to ship from the UK, but the gantry, it looks awesome. It's going to be fantastic. So there'll be some advertising on it. So but still a lot of work to do. But it's exciting stuff.
Yeah, and as far as like the scenery goes, I also got a large shipment in from Scale Auto. We will be showing a lot of their scenics. Not only will we be racing their cars, but not too many people know that they also dove into that world of scenics. And so Ivan and Scale Auto was gracious enough to pretty much give us about 1 of everything, 2 of everything, 3 of everything, that we will be having around the tracks, and it will give them a real racing circuit feel.
Yeah. And
obviously they'll be strategically placed to not be in the way and of marshals or drivers.
Yeah.
So both, I mean, Magnetic Racing, they came through and created something they didn't even carry to help us out for the event.
Yeah, it was amazing. I'm so thankful for those guys because they just really came through. For sure.
In such short notice, something from scratch. Because there's a little R&D that's always done.
Yeah,
it's pretty awesome how people are really bring the good stuff, which is super nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you want to go raffle?
Yes.
All right.
So we've also decided to raffle off some cars. And with these cars, they're just not cars in the box. These are set up cars for the AMSCO event.
Okay.
A lot of them were the test cars for, a lot of the testing that we've done, especially for the setup video. Trying to determine a setup that we could confidently share with everyone.
Yeah.
The setup could be an absolute flyer for a lot of people, but at the end of the day, it's at least a really solid setup for someone when they show up to the track. I feel that they're not going to be out to lunch. It may not fit every driving style because you just never know. Everybody has their own individual driving style.
Sure.
But I am confident enough that the cars are stable enough with this setup that you have a great starting place. If you choose to use, the video or just parts and pieces of it to enhance things that you do for the car. I mean, it's really the idea behind, that was to give tools to, someone who's never worked with these cars. A lot of people never raced them. A lot of clubs don't race them, but they're fantastic cars. So, but the first car up is a GT4 NSX.
Nice.
We'll have about a week or 2 of signups, and then we'll give away 1 a week. This car is, like I said, GT4 ready.
Okay.
Losing it.
No, you're right.
So it's a great handling car. Really the key to the setup that we were able to establish was from the Scale Auto Pro Racing team and the BMW that we were able to acquire. That car was truly fantastic. So I won't be giving away that car. It's
that's the one Greg's not racing. I mean, racing. I mean, not racing.
No, it's not going to see the track. It's pretty good. There was a lot of things that I saw that they do over there that I would have never put 2 and 2 together. It made a lot of sense once I saw it, and it's all a lot in the pod setup.
Yeah.
So, which I'll break down and share how that's working.
I think we were 90+% of the way there. I think just seeing what they what they had to offer kind of helped us understand the the finer points of what was going on, right?
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's, it was great that they were willing to share that with you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. No, I think that's a theme. It's like we want to help people be successful. We don't want to try to like keep everything secret or to ourselves, like, this old school, whatever type thing going on. It's like we want to share everything that we have, so everybody can have a good time and be on the track and be competitive. I mean, that's how you have a lot of fun. That's why it's, Greg and I are always like open door policy as far as any questions. People send me notes all the time, either through TD Slot Sport or on Instagram or Facebook, asking different questions and stuff like that. And man, I'm just absolutely more than happy to answer any questions for anybody when it comes to these little cars, because they can be very nuanced. I think, if you just take enough time or take some time and think about the idea and the theory behind them, they can be just tons of fun. But one thing that we can't control is how you set up your controller to race these things. So that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
That's up to you.
Mm-hmm.
So what are the details, Greg, on where can you get raffle tickets for this? How much are they going to be?
Yep.
What's the easy way to get it? Because
So
Andy wants to know
yes.
how he can win his car.
So we'll put the
Cook.
link on Facebook. To get your ticket, be through PayPal, and that way your ticket is good for all 4 cars. So we'll be giving away one a week. Enter as many times as you want. That's up to you, but it's a way to get your hands on some of the cars that were set up. I set up 6 different models because I wanted to just make sure that the things we were sharing weren't like a model specific car.
Right.
Because sometimes when you set up a car, if you only set up one, well, it works great on that model, but it may not transfer to like a smaller car like the NSX, or a larger car like the BMW. Like there are varying sizes, to these, and different, guide to rear axle measurements. So, but I can confidently say, model to model, it's super solid. So,
yeah, this is also a way that, people also get in touch with us saying, hey, how can I help, or how can I, give you guys, just whatever, money or whatever it may be, donations. And it's like, look, this is our way of, offering stuff to you guys. And even if you're not going to be at the race and you want an awesome car, maybe you'll be at the next race, or, maybe you'll be at the race next year, or whatever it may be. It's an opportunity to get your hands on an awesome car and help us continue to help you guys, have really cool events. So we appreciate everything that you guys do, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So are you going to jump back on the show and give that car away when you do each week?
Yeah, we can do that. Absolutely.
You're welcome to. I don't.
We
I don't want to take
6
advantage of that.
before the event, so 4 of them will be a giveaway.
Yeah.
So I said
that's one of 4 cars, by the way. There are 4. That's
there
just
4.
one of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
that'll just be the first one.
Yeah. And so when do you plan on doing that? In 2 weeks? 3 weeks?
I'd say
leading up
1 week, because if someone wins and they're wanting to get this car into their hands before the event to compare it to what they've set up, or it may be the car that they bring.
Sure.
Which would be awesome.
Yeah.
That we could help out a racer, get something to learn from. Absolutely. We're going to have to start probably at least, I'd say maybe not next Tuesday, but the following Tuesday would be the first giveaway.
Okay. All right.
So
that would give people 2 weeks to get a raffle ticket.
Yep.
For that first drawing.
Yeah, I want the word to get out. One, we announce it tonight on your show. We'll maybe mention it next week again, you know, and advertise it on Facebook and get as many people entered that wants to be.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
Because I hate for people to, come halfway in and only have half the chances to win.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I mean,
and all the gear lashes on these cars are perfect.
Yes.
For all the people that are having gear lash issues.
Well,
they are. It's finicky, but not at the same time.
I haven't started setting anything up yet, so I haven't touched a GT car, a Scale Auto GT car. So I'm waiting patiently for the videos drop tomorrow before I tear into this thing.
Yeah, I wanted to drop them today, but for my other job, I was on the road all day. So
the one that puts food on the table and pays for your stuff. That one.
Right.
Maybe we can make this one be a paying job 40 years down the road.
I was gonna say that's when maybe we need to call Bobby Ray Hall.
Yeah.
Right. One can dream.
One can dream. So this is just another way to build some excitement about the race as well, and we know that like Jason, he had made a nice comment. Thank you guys for all the hard work in this project. It's so cool being part of the hobby, like a new golden age. And he's right. I feel like this is but it's
been
probably
building even for ours.
Yeah. Right.
Stuff,
yeah.
So.
You guys are just taking what's been done to this point and trying to, raise it to the next level. It's impacting Ohio and the surrounding area, but we've got people coming from kind of all over the place for this race. So it's not like it's only
impressive.
Focused here. Right. So it is very impressive.
Yeah, countrywide, it's been amazing. There's more people traveling to this event than I ever thought would. Yeah. And again, it's like nobody's ever seen our product, but man, I'll tell you, it's going to be exciting when they do see it. So
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I mean,
and you're playing it. You'll get a bunch of feedback.
People,
so that you can make the next one even better, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there will be a ladder of events, and you have to start somewhere. Greg and I talk about this all the time, and it's a continual process to try to outdo one event to the next, but that's really what we're going to try to do, and eventually we'll be able to have some pretty cool venues for everybody to really enjoy. So we just have to get there.
Yeah. I mean, there is some aspect of baby steps to this, right? You've got to have your first event to build. Yeah. I mean, you are, but it is still a baby step into the next one that you know that you will learn from this event. And that's what I think I love about what you guys are doing is you want to learn. You're not just going to rest on your laurels with this. If the event goes off awesome, you're not going to say, okay, we've made it. You really want to say, okay, what did we learn? How do we make it better? And I think that, bringing in some outside voices that have experienced other levels of racing in other places. I mean, a lot of this started when you guys went over to Italy and you got to see a whole another level of competition and the way an event is run. And you were like, that's why we want to bring this back. Because we on this side of the pond, we deserve to have those kind of events. And it's not like those events weren't happening. You just want to grow them, right? So that's what's exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think everyone's watched the massive plastic track events over in Europe, that they have, the manufacturers to, the clubs, that hold them. It's great to watch, and to be a part of it last year. It's like, need to bring that scale and that excitement and the level of competition, over here. So
I know.
Yeah, Jason brings up a good point. The concourse is going to be
it's already looking good.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some really cool cars, and I'm putting in a lot of time and effort on that too. I'm putting on zero time practicing because my track is not operational, or it hasn't been for the last several months. But hopefully by this weekend it'll be operational, and everybody is invited to come down and practice. That's, if you want to get on a jet and come, feel free to, but man, it's open to everybody, and I work from home, so I'll be here. You can just let me know. But
that's cool.
the concourse is something I'm super excited about, and I want to see what everybody can bring to that.
Yeah. Well, Jason mentions a thing that has been important to you guys since day one. Both of you are about, the concourse being an important part of the event, and how, like at the Nationals, it was kind of like not an afterthought, but it was there was so much chaos going on. We were like, oh wait, we still have to do the concourse. That's going to be built into the schedule. The concourse kind of is going to happen before the event, the race, right?
Yeah.
So
we have more time to work with too.
Yeah.
Than we did at the NSR Nationals.
Right.
There's just it's hard to, I'm not saying that it was completely overlooked at the NSR Nationals, but it's just with the time constraints that are there.
Yeah.
It's hard to ask someone to take their car off the track and put it out for everyone to vote when they're still trying to get practice time that's needed.
So that's an exciting thing. I think Jason's right. Let's take some great pictures and get them posted out there. I think it would be cool if there was an internet vote for one of the prizes for the concourse. You have the overall winner that goes through the normal thing, but
put it on the list.
Yeah.
Let's put it on the list and start working on that somehow too.
Yeah, I think that would be so cool.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Hopefully we can we'll be able to include cars that aren't necessarily the specific car that you're going to be racing. If you have like other cars that you want to show off or something like that are scale auto, or cars that you built for the event, you can kind of group them, because I know that everybody has some pretty amazing cars. They might not be the fastest car that they own, or things like that, but as you're building a couple of cars for this race and putting time and effort into modeling them and things like that, if you want to show those off, hopefully we'll be able to accommodate that.
Yep.
Yeah. That's cool. Was there anything we've missed before? We're at 9:47. We're a little late, but it's all good. This has been great stuff. I had technical difficulties, so we'll blame it on that. Yeah, no apologies needed.
We're in overtime like soccer.
That's right.
So
we're in extra time.
Yeah, the extra time. Yeah, extra
that's
time.
Right.
So
that's when things get exciting.
I would say, back to the signups for the event. Make sure you pre-register. One, there's only 23 spots left. And number two, and I tried to put it in one of the last posts, there are some very individualized things that we are doing for drivers. And if you sign up too late, it makes it very difficult to produce those in a short manner.
You're not going to have the full experience.
Yeah. And I thought long and hard about this. If someone does sign up late due to, they're just trying to make sure it fits within a schedule for work or family or whatever, we will still send it to them after the event, but I want to make sure that, you know, everyone that can experience everything that we have planned, you know, and surprises for the competitors as they walk in the door, because they are it's some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, it is.
A lot of time and effort into all those things. So
yeah, I think it's one of those little small details that just will make the event over the top.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And very personal to, you know, someone who has traveled all the way across the country. And that's touched it on it one last time, looking at the entry list and where everyone's from. I mean, from the state of Washington clear up, you know, close to Maine, if not in Maine, and like down to Florida, Texas,
California,
you know, everywhere. Yeah, California, like just everywhere, all across the state. And when we were putting this together, we had a list like, okay, who do we think is going to come to a race that we put on? And a lot of those guys are signed up, but a whole lot more that we've never met are coming, and that's just super exciting for us. So
yeah,
can't wait to meet everyone.
Mark asks a great question. If one person bought multiple tickets, do they need to send additional driver information?
Yes, you'll be getting an email for the ones that have.
All right.
To make sure I get that.
Very good.
Yep.
There you go, Mark. That's a great question.
In which, almost forgot, John Cook has an extra ticket. His son can no longer make it.
Okay. And
so we do need to put an announcement out there. He would like it to go to potentially another young driver. So we have an extra ticket for someone if their son or a young driver wants to attend. Please contact us, and we will try to fulfill that wish of a younger driver.
Yeah, that's cool. So we'll call it a scholarship.
Yep.
There you go.
So thank you, John Cook.
Thank you, John Cook. That's fantastic. Yes. So yeah, guys, if you got somebody out there that is on the fence and they're a young driver, let these guys know. That's awesome. So yeah, thanks. Shout out to John for doing that. I feel like we covered everything in your topics that you sent.
Yep.
But I feel like we could go on for hours just building on the excitement of what's happening. Just so you guys know, I'm going to be doing like update videos on the gantries as I build them. Just because I think it'd be fun. They're big, but
they got to cover 8 lanes.
They got to cover 8 lanes, and there's 2 of them. But I think the cool thing is the way they built them. They should travel well. I think that nice. They are built like tanks. They should travel great and last us a long time. Plus, I'll talk about TrackMate, getting them set up using TrackMate and testing fast laps. So I'm going to kind of use all that together to let guys know that we're really investing a lot of time and energy in that piece too. Just to not only do you show up and have a great experience from a racing standpoint, we're trying to offer you lots of information as a racer when you come in and practice. As we get closer to that, we can talk more about what we're hoping that we can do.
A lot of work has gone into that.
Yeah, for sure.
An insurmountable amount.
Yeah. The amount of work Patrick's been doing with our wish list of, hey, this is the event and this is what we would love to be able to do, and what he's come to the table with has been impressive. It's pretty exciting. So
one of the things to keep in mind is if you do have TrackMate, the hardware, Fast Laps works seamlessly with that hardware. It's just a software download. So it's super easy and pretty amazing stuff.
Yeah.
I converted my track over, and like as soon as I had it downloaded, made sure I had a couple of the presets. I had one preset I had to adjust, and it's worked flawlessly ever since. it's very quick and easy with that piece of hardware for sure.
Yeah, it sure is. So I've not tested it with TrackMate, so I'm looking forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
And I get a lot of questions, guys saying, "Hey, I've got TrackMate. How easy is it to set up?" So I'm hoping that I can show that on some video. But once Patrick gets a couple more things ironed out and we've gone through some tests, I plan on doing a video so guys can see what the race screens look like and some of the things that we've got built in for the race. It's mind blowing. I ran a big test, and I think I sent you guys some information about it. But I did.
I can't believe Max Verstappen showed up to your track.
It was crazy. And dude,
and Rob Hall, of all people, beat him.
I know, dude.
It's the blue lane. It's always the blue lane.
I have to laugh. I started running out of names, and like I finally just went driver 1, driver 2, driver 3, driver 4, driver 5. But it was funny. I kept watching what Max Verstappen his stats were. I'm like, oh, dude, he keeps dropping down. He's going to quit F1 because of this. The performance in this race is really bad.
They are talking about redesigning or dumbing down the motors to V8s now, and you can choose they're trying to figure out if you can if they're going to do naturally aspirated or turbocharged engines, but it's going to be a mild hybrid apparently. This is like the 2031, I think, rollout, but I think everybody is getting to the point where it's like the cars don't make any noise. They're like way too difficult and expensive for anybody to understand. And not that this is an F1 show, but it's like really near and dear to my heart that F1 cars have gotten so neutered over the years. And man, I'd just be so excited if they would bring back the naturally aspirated or mild hybrid V8 that had a little scream to it.
Yeah. So Sean says, hey, we haven't thrown out the date of the races. What are the dates for the AMSCO race?
Yeah. So in May here, it is the 14th, 15th, and 16th.
Mm-hmm.
We will be there on the 12th and 13th setting up. Yeah. So if you happen to travel in early, you are more than welcome to come out to the location and help set up.
We'll
please
put you to
let
work.
us know. Yeah, you can email us at info@amsco132.com. Let us know you'll be there because we're looking to, whoever shows up, we'll get pizza, some lunch for everyone, that wants to come out and help us do that, because we're trying to do a lot of things ahead of time as far as, cutting the boards and pre-planning all this, because they are 2 massive tracks, and we're going to need both days to set them up. Hopefully it goes quickly with all these pre-plans, but we will see. And then the goal is Thursday morning, people walk in, get right in line, get right on the track, and kick off a great weekend for all those coming into town. And it'll culminate on Saturday night with the final, and we'll see who stands on top of the first AMSCO event.
Yeah. It could be later Saturday night if we have 100 racers.
We've got it planned pretty tight. It's capped.
Yeah, that's why we have the cap. So we know
we're trying to keep it within reason, but also still have plenty of racing for those people that do come into town. You will be racing morning and afternoon. Whether you just run your heat or you make it into the further, semifinals and finals events, you will be racing all day, morning and afternoon.
Yeah, the track time, you'll have plenty of track time. So
and keep you busy all day. It won't be like you race in the morning and then you get to sit and watch the rest of the day. We've developed the schedule to where, it does keep you engaged through the whole day for the vast majority of it.
And guys don't have to sit through 16 straight heats, which
Yeah,
could be tough
or
for a
you,
lot of guys.
you don't run till dinner time, right? You show up at the track at 8 o'clock and you hang out till dinner before your race.
Yeah.
So it's the extreme both ways. So
yeah. So it'll be a good schedule. You guys you've spent a lot of time just working on the schedule, trying to map all that out. So
yeah, I think now that we've gotten closer on kind of, we'll wait a little bit more because the amount of people does dictate how many, minutes we do run ultimately, and how everything maps out, because the more people, the more groups we have. So it's hard to put out a rough schedule at this point, but I think at least with maybe 3 weeks to go, we'll be confident enough to put out an exact race schedule, how all that will lay out on Saturday.
Yeah.
Then we have the August race, the Petite Le Mans, which is super exciting to announce with Scale Auto. We'll be having a pro team travel with them, and they will be racing against us for 12 hours. So that's kind of the same time frame. It's track opens on Thursday, Friday practice, races on Saturday.
Nice.
So that's the 27th, 28th, and 29th of August.
Very good.
Yeah, and I was explaining to a few other people that were asking about people that were looking to get on teams. That's part of why we do the sprint events, is so people can meet other people and form teams, which was the original idea behind the sprint events.
Yeah.
And so we'll continue to have sprint events, and just, go out of your way to say hello to people and go out of your way to help people, or just, it's, you never know. Even though, don't necessarily walk up to somebody 5 or 15 minutes before they're supposed to get on the track and race or qualify, but, there's plenty of time to meet and greet people and say hello, and just great opportunity to to put teams together and come to the endurance events that we'll be having in the future, because they will be kind of the Cadillac of the events, are the 12 and 24-hour endurance races that we'll have.
Right. Yeah, so that'll be a great way to meet up and maybe find your team if you're just one guy and don't feel like you're connected. So this gives you an opportunity. And that's, that's kind of the beauty of these events as well. I keep telling people I am just excited that there are so many people that I have conversations with all the time that I've never got to meet in person that are coming to the AMSCO race. And that's half of the race for me, is getting a chance to meet these new people, do some life together, maybe grab a meal and sit down and chat, and instead of typing back and forth on our phones, get to spend some just real quality time with people, and get to have some fun racing and talk shop and just have a lot of fun. So looking forward to that part of it too.
Absolutely.
Well, guys, man, this has been great. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for dealing with all the technical issues. I think that I had a little window pop up on my box here that said that there's a firmware update. So I'm guessing that whatever happened tonight, hopefully this firmware update fixes it.
Okay.
So we'll test it out again. So in 2 weeks, giving the first car away. You think that works, Greg?
Yep.
Okay.
Good deal.
Yeah. If that changes, just let me know. It's not a big deal. I don't have anything set in stone, but here, I'm going to switch you to the close-up so you can show. So that'll be the first car that you're giving away. That's the NSX. Yeah, that's a good-looking car. So get your tickets. Go out to the AMSCO Facebook page to find out more about that. Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
That's how fast that car is, Greg. You can't keep it.
Just
Can't
goes
keep
right
it on
off.
screen. That's right.
right off the block.
Right on. So, guys, thanks for tuning in. As always, appreciate you when you're on, and we'll have you on again before the race. So, any any last minute announcements?
A few times here and there.
Yeah, especially for giving away cars. That's always fun to give away cars.
Right on. That's always fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, guys, thanks for tuning in, and you guys out there, thanks for your patience tonight. And like we always say, go have fun racing.